Okay. Hello, guys. Usually we bring you interviews on personalities or experts who live in Czech Republic. But today we are here with a guest who is a financial specialist. He will be taking us through financial education, why, as a tax contributor or someone who lives in Czech, what you should know about what we call it, about entirely financial literacy, investment, as well as risk mitigation policies. And today we are here with a colleague or a friend by name Armande, right? Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, by the way, where are you from?
Originally I'm from Benin, in West Africa. I've been here for 26 years now.
So you're a Czech person as well.
I'm Czech now. I say to people I'm from Hodolin.
I see. Okay, so actually, the reason why today we're having this discussion is very important because there are a lot of people out there, not only experts, but also Czech people who really do not know much about what financial literacy. They really do not know if they are supposed to save for something, they are supposed to cater for some of the needs because nobody knows tomorrow. Like the last time we told you, tomorrow is like bleak, and we never know what is in tomorrow. So if you can take us through at least why one need to have a financial advisor.
Well, first of all, thanks for coming. What I will say is that we do want to make the difference between what we do here as a financial specialist rather than a financial
advisor. Okay.
Because the term seems to be used mostly when the advisor is working for one sole employer, where he loses his independence. So we are completely independent.
Okay.
We work with top financial institutions in Czech Republic.
Okay.
Some of them belong to international groups as well. To come to your question, it is of the utmost importance to be saving for the future, whatever the reason for that. When we see the inflation rate going nowadays, when we look at the future, there is something we call saving gap, which is what governments are having on the pension reserves for the retirees, as opposed to what the number of retirees do really need. And it means the governments are subsidizing those reserves so that the retirees are able to even have enough of pension. To give an example, as per the data from the World Economic Forum, the saving gap in 2015 in 8 major economies like the US, Canada, Australia, taking in Europe, for instance, Netherlands, taking adding 2 big population demographic powerhouses as China and India. The gap in 2015 was around $77 trillion.
That's a huge amount of money.
That's so. And that gap has been increasing steadily, 5% each year, which means that by the horizon of 2050, that gap will have grown up to $400 trillion. It means that there will not be enough money for people who will be retiring. And by that horizon of 2050, all the baby boomers, the largest demographic growth after the World War II, they will be retiring. And there is also, I will jump quickly to say, the dependency rate, meaning how many active people are going to put money into the social welfare so that the retirees will be having their pension. That dependency rate is growing because there will be one active person for one retiree by that horizon, which will be very, very difficult sustain.
Wow. So based on this bleak picture you've just painted, it means that as a young man or who is in the working age, need to be concerned about it. So how will a young man like me do to cover the gap, that in case in the future if I want to have the better pension I will have? How will I?
Well, there are some solutions to that, and that's why people should seek a financial specialist who is bearing their best interest in mind. I can say that there is something that we do call compounding interest. Compounding interest is the single most powerful invention of mankind. That's what Albert Einstein said. Yeah, I didn't know that the man was also into finances.
Okay, I thought this was.
It allows people with the leverage of time to be able to make their money gain some interest, and the interest of those interests will also generate additional interest for them. By doing so, it's going to grow exponentially. So, when a kid today is putting aside, let's say in Czech crown, 500 crown
a month
on a pension fund, not a regular one, but in a mutual fund, then it will be growing exponentially, and by the time he reaches the retirement age, which is still 65 in Czech Republic, we don't know whether it's going to change because there are countries where it's 70 already. Then he's going to have more money there than the one who starts 40 years. Mostly when I calculate for them, in order to reach their requirements, they give up because the amount to put there is so huge, just because they did not know how to use time leverage. So we are teaching our clients today, and they welcome that. That is what is encouraging in it. That they are putting already for their kids, not later than yesterday. I was having a client, and then she said, okay, the kid was 11 months old. He said, I want to put something there. I said, it's a good idea thinking about that already.
But with that one, is it that if the parent is going to contribute every month, is that contribution channeled to a pension, or that contribution is channeled to like the child's educational needs in case the child gets to the age of 18 and then you can make use of it, or how does it work?
Good. That's a good question. We do tend to put what is for the pension of the kid, we put it aside, and what is for what they call the check, we use the term for the check, Vienna. And then you dedicate a certain amount of money to your kids when they get to the age of maturity, 18 years or so. So we put it into a separate investment for them, because while the compound interest is very powerful, once you withdraw a huge amount from it, you come back to zero again, you're starting over. Okay. So we put a separate one, which is for shorter term, until their maturity year of 18 or whatever the parents decide together, so that the kids can use it for their university years on the campus, because those are times where they need the most. I mean, to have finances. And also, we don't know whether tuition fees will be applying in public school now.
Nobody knows.
Have to be prepared to do it for that.
So let's also look at it from this perspective. Assuming that I am a young woman or a young man, knowing that my wife or my girlfriend will go in labor, or maybe we plan that we're going to have kids one day.
Some blessing.
Exactly. So is it also possible that I'm not pregnant? Can I start to, because I know that when I go on maternity leave, the money I'm going to get from the state will not be the same as the money I'll be getting from like my salary from my exactly. So that gap there, is it also something that people can also invest in that, to cover that gap?
You have touched a very sensitive point, because people tend to think that whatever they are going to collect from their employer plus what they are getting from the government as subsidy for a child born is going to offset their normal expenses. But with this inflation now, it's not that.
Yeah, the money is
so
little.
What we have been doing with interested future mothers is that we help them start to build up some reserve for that time. And as a matter of fact, those who are younger, even before they get pregnant, they constitute some reserve, knowing that those times of maternity leave will be the time they can be using, tapping into those reserves.
Wow.
And it's encouraging to see that those people, they don't rely on the social welfare system again, because it's not enough.
Not enough. Then, what about, I'm a very busy person, owner, CEO of a company. I do not have time to visit offices. I do not have time to visit insurance company, or maybe to look for loan and other stuff. So, my financial specialist is able to handle all these kind of needs without you physically being there for you.
Yes. We are now in the times where technologies have advanced so much.
Yeah.
So things are...
And we are lucky to be part of it.
Yeah, definitely. We are deep in it, whether we want or not.
Or not.
So if you can just pay by taking your mobile phone and touching the counter, cashier, and we do use also some of those possibilities that are offered by the new technologies.
Oh, okay.
It means we can sign together with our clients remotely, with a shared and well-secured environment, and with some keys that we do have together. They can sign electronically with us, or they can be prompted to confirm their signature through some SMS while they communicate back to us some code. So those are a very secure environment. So for people who do not have time, our service are more than welcome, because we save them a lot of time and a lot of hassle. Because some people, on top of that, they don't understand checking.
Yeah, that is one thing, yeah.
So we'll be their ear and their mouth while dealing with the financial institutions. And we represent more than a couple of dozens. So to say, we work with more than almost 40 institutions across the financial sphere. So whatever they need in financial area, we are able to take care of it.
I see. From what I would do, it means that each individual is supposed to have a financial specialist. It's like us. We all do have doctors as well as lawyers. It means financial specialist is also needed, or advice is also needed actually in our life.
If we need money, we need some financial advisor, so that our money is the best used or works for us.
So let's also look at one thing here. People who are working on freelancing basis, are they also able to use the work of financial specialists?
Yeah.
And are they also able to enjoy all these opportunities that you provide?
Nobody is excluded from our services.
Okay.
And once, because the basics of financial literacy, there are three major pillars. You secure your income, whether you are employee or freelancer. You need to secure your income for times when you will not be able to go work and bring that bread that the household is expecting normally. So if you are working as an employee, you know that there is a part of your salary that you lose if you are having many sick days, according to the law.
Yeah.
But now the freelancer, it is even more vital to him because when you have your own, let's say, a carpenter or something, and you are not able to work, it means the customer is not going to wait for you. He's going to go to the competition.
Yeah.
So you lose.
You don't have income.
Yeah, you don't have even part of that income, you lose it completely. So it's even more urgent for them to take care about those areas.
Okay. So in their case, it means that when they are either sick or injured and they are unable to work, so based on the contribution they've done before, they will be getting what we call it. There are financial institutions that will be taking care of the compensation of all those days, the days that they will mix, and then they will get it.
Yeah, that's in securitization.
Okay.
We consider the sick day, not sick days, like when you are incapacitated and you cannot work. If you are properly secured in that area, then there will be a compensation from the insurance company for you. If you, for instance, you are having an injury, the time to recover. So we know that you might not be eventually able to work, or you might be diminished in your capacity to work. So for a freelancer, it's even more important. Say, if you are a stonemason or you are something, you're not Tyler, you'll not be able to work. Or a delivery man, you'll not be able to be driving around if you are having an injury. So if you are covered properly, that is what income securitization is supposed to be. When it's supposed to be helping you phase or somehow offset that lack of income that you will be having at that period.
Okay. So then let's also look at loans. What can a financial specialist do for someone who needs loan? And then both people in the formal sector or a freelancer?
Well, the best thing would be that people don't need loan. That they have already thought about it ahead to constitute such a reserve that they don't need loan. But if the situation comes, then
like loan and mortgage.
Okay.
Mortgage.
If it is a loan, a mortgage loan towards acquiring a real estate property, that is the other basics of the financial literacy. So after your income is secured, you secure also your property. So we do accompany our clients and help them qualify for the loan to value, which is the best for them, depending on their age, as it is instituted by the Czech National Bank. At till 36, you qualify for a loan to value of 90% from the bank. So you are bringing only 10% to finance the real estate of your dream, provided that in the whole setting, the amount of resources reserved needed to acquire that it does go with the 10% that you have and the 90% that the bank will give. Yes. People can also have their project. Not either it can be turnkey or it can be land plus the properties that will be built on it based on the project. You bring the project, you make the evaluation of the project, you assess the cost, and you present it as the package that you want the bank to help you finance through the mortgage loan. You can also do that.
So the specialists will also take a look at all the various institutions that you have with the best interest rate, and then because if I save with one bank, so if I go to my bank to ask for loan, they will only tell me what they have.
Of course.
But with a specialist, he will take you through like a several interest rate with banks.
We do have a comparison app for different loans and mortgages, and then we will tell you which one is the best. And we do have also some leverage in how to negotiate because of the sheer volume of transactions that we do have with those institutions, which we do work not only in Czech Republic but also through the back office with other countries in Europe. So sometimes we might be more competitive than the individual working into his own institution.
Okay, I see. Wow. I guess because really this is just like an eye opener. There are so many informations that really one really need to know, because it's very important to have a financial specialist who will take you through all this. If not today, I didn't even know that it's possible to also have your own project as an individual. I thought projects are usually for corporations or companies that will just have a land and they build. So individual can also have his own project, and then they will still get a loan to be able to finance it. So people with a freelancing are able to get loans?
Yeah, under certain conditions. Because there is a percentage of their income based on the characteristic of the nature of a freelancing business. There is a certain percentage which is accepted by institutions. It's not 100% as in the case of an employee, because we know that it does fluctuate a lot. So banks have their percentage that they accept from that. But people can still come together also. Now, if one alone does not qualify, then he can bring on board either a parent
Interesting.
Or if you do have somebody in the family having already real estate, then it might be used
as a collateral.
Yes.
Okay. In place of the percentage that you are supposed to pay. Okay. But that collateral, does it mean that after a period of time you can decollateralize it, or it has to still be a permanent collateral?
Well, it will depend upon how the value of the goods stands compared with the loan taken. If the value later on of the property is already appreciating that much, that is already more than 10%, you can negotiate with the mortgage loan.
And then they could decollateralize
is something that is feasible. Upon negotiation with the institution.
Really, you've just made me to understand that in as much as we work almost every day thinking that we have doctors, we have lawyers to protect us in case of legal issues, there's also the need that one need to have a financial specialist who will always help you with your finances, help you, to protect you from everything, everything, include helping you to also, increase your savings. Thank you so much for your time. Is there something that you would like to add for people?
Just one detail. When we speak about, this is just an anecdote about a client of mine lately who was very angry knowing that after using the supplementary pension scheme of the government, and he was retiring. And the day he wanted to collect, he was really surprised in a very bad way, finding out that the interest that had been generated on top of his inserted money, that 15% of the withholding taxes he was still to pay. He was not expecting it. He was seeing the whole lump sum already there until the last day before he was due to collect. Then they make the calculation for him, and he had to pay that. He was a little bit, let's say, surprised negatively. So people should know that there are better ways how to look at retirement so that they can use all the leverage of compounding interest, because when you put a your pension program into the hands of a well-qualified person, going to guide you in a certain way that you will avoid those situations. Yeah, because there are instruments that help you get some exemption of taxes already from the third year.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Aman.
Thank you for coming.